There has never been a better time to become a digital nomad. Seriously. But if you are struggling to figure out how to get started, then you're in the right place, because today's video is all about how to start your work and travel lifestyle. And stay till the end, where I will share the number one thing that you can do to take that very first step. I'm Taylor Gill, and I teach remote professionals how to navigate the overwhelm of learning to live the work anywhere and live everywhere lifestyle. I myself have been a digital nomad for the last 3 years, which is why today I'm sharing with you what you can do to become a digital nomad in 2021, even if you have no experience. At the very top, I said there's never been a better time to become a digital nomad, and I honestly believe that. The world has never been more equipped to handle remote work and remote workers working from anywhere than they have now in a post-pandemic world. So sure, travel might look a little different, and what it means to be a digital nomad may be a little different in our post-COVID world, but I still believe that starting your work and travel journey, this is the absolute best time to jump into it. Today is all about uncovering the basic building blocks to starting your work and travel lifestyle. So, first thing to figure out is, what kind of lifestyle do you want? So the biggest question people always ask is like, where do I start? What do I do? Well, the first place to start is just to ask yourself what it is that you want. So there are so many different ways to be a digital nomad. I say it all the time, and I will say it again. There is no right or wrong way to be a digital nomad. It's just whatever works for you. So do you want to live the RV camper life where you drive around from different destinations? Do you want to have a home base that you can always come back to, so that you can leave for a few months at a time, come back, regroup, and then decide your next trip? Or do you want to be a full-time digital nomad where you're living in Thailand, and then you're in Vietnam, and then you're in Europe, and then you're all over the place whenever, wherever you want to be? So really stop and think about, what kind of lifestyle do you want to design for yourself? Now, step number 2 is to think about which aspects of that lifestyle, or which aspects of your lifestyle you don't currently have, is most important to you. So I actually tend to think about my lifestyle in sort of 3 different blocks, and that is time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. So when I had my full-time job sitting at my desk, all I wanted was location freedom. I had a little bit of time freedom outside of work. I had okay financial freedom. Like, really, none of the 3 were really that great. So it was like, why am I still in this job? But what I really wanted was location freedom. So when I first started out, my job would not let me work remotely, so I actually quit and became a freelancer, which we'll talk about how to earn money online a little bit later in this video. But what I knew I wanted was location freedom. So I built a job around getting location freedom, and I went and I did, and I started traveling the world. Now, what I sacrificed at the time a little bit was financial freedom, and a little bit of time freedom, just because I was learning a lot as I went along, although I still probably had more time than working at my full-time job. Now I'm kind of in a place where I've created this location freedom, which is still important to me, but my financial freedom has become even a bigger goal of mine, just so that I can really spend my time where I want, when I want to. So think about those things. And again, it has, for me, I'm willing to sacrifice one to improve another one, but ultimately you really want to get those time, location, and financial freedoms in balance in a way that works for you. Now, step number 3. So once you've decided what kind of lifestyle you want, which types of freedoms are most important to you right now, which ones do you really need to go after, next you need to figure out what kind of job or career is going to support what it is that you want. And again, this may change over time. You may have to start small to get where you ultimately want to be. So nomads typically fall into 3 different categories. So there's the remote worker, there's the freelancer or self-employed person, and then there's the online business owner / entrepreneur / solopreneur, whatever you want to call them. So a remote worker is someone who typically works for a company full-time, but they can just do it remotely and do it from anywhere. Now, sometimes or companies are going to have restrictions on time zones that you need to be working, or where you can actually work. Sometimes you may only be able to work remotely, say in your country. So say in the United States, sometimes you can work remotely from anywhere. So you definitely need to check on that. And if there's any time zones that you're required to be awake and working from. So when you're in Asia, working US time zones is not great. Now, the next category of nomad workers is the freelancers. So this is, again, what I did. Wasn't able to go full-time remote with my job, so I quit. I became a freelancer, a freelance virtual assistant, and now I'm an online business manager. But either way, what I'm doing here is I'm self-employed. I'm going out and getting my clients and I'm offering my skills to them. Now, you can also use a service like Upwork or Fiverr to help find clients. In my case, I've just done it through my network. It doesn't really matter how you do it, but that is that category of worker. Now, the third option is to become an online business owner or entrepreneur. So in this case, you're starting your own business. Maybe you're getting into e-commerce or drop shipping. Maybe you're a coach or some sort of consultant, things like that. So you are in a space where you're not just offering your skills and services, but you're actually building like an online business. So I would say where I'm at now in my career is I'm half freelancer, half online business owner, and my goal is to become a full-time online business owner. So that's where I'm working towards right now. Okay, so once you know what kind of lifestyle you want, which freedoms are most important to you right now, you've figured out your online job income situation, the next step to being a digital nomad is to start nomading. So the next biggest question I get all the time is, where do I go? How do I pick where to go? Once the whole world is open to you, mostly the whole world, it can become really overwhelming and you just tend to not choose where to go or what to do. This actually happened to me when I was getting ready to study abroad. I was so overwhelmed by all the options, I just kind of gave up on studying abroad. Until one day, my professor came into class and was like, I'm teaching this class here in London this summer. And I was like, great, done, decision made. So decision overwhelm, like decision fatigue is a very, very real thing. So I completely understand. But how do you decide where to start? So I can't really tell you exactly where. There are different factors to consider, such as passport privilege is one. Where can you get a visa? How long can you stay in a different country? And just like, what are your personal preferences? Do you like mountains? Do you like beach? Do you like city? Do you need to be close to home? Are you ready just to go on the other side of the world? Do you want to learn to surf? Do you want to be able to go hiking every day? Like, I don't know. I can't answer these things for you, but those are the things to start asking yourself. And again, looking at your budget, looking at, realistically, where is it that you're going to be able to travel to first? I picked New Zealand. So if you're just curious how I started, I picked New Zealand. I was able to get a working holiday visa, which allowed me to stay there for up to 12 months. And so I was like, great, done. I applied for my visa, I got it. And then the next step in this whole process, after figuring out all of those other things, is to pick a date. So this is the number one thing that you can do. This is the number one thing that you can do to actually get started, and that is to pick a date and go. Because we can talk about becoming a nomad, we can talk about traveling all we want, but until you actually make it a reality in your life, say whether ending your lease, for me, I quit my job, ended my lease, and sold my car. I was like all in all the way. Maybe that doesn't work for you, and that's okay, but you need to set a date and you need to set an end goal. Tell people, right? Tell people what you're planning on doing. If you don't tell other people, a lot of times we tend not to do the things. So pick where you're going to go, set a date, and then start. Take that first step, book that flight, get in the car, book your Airbnb, like whatever it is, just take that very first step. And the more steps that you take, the more confidence that you're going to have to be able to continue on the journey. Or what might also happen on the flip side, which is totally okay, is that you might decide that it's not for you. You're really actually moving around is not for you. You'd rather have your home comforts and things like that. And that is okay because you tried it and you did it. And then you were able to say, hey, that's not for me, instead of, hey, I always wish I could have done that. The biggest thing working and study abroad for 6 years, and I would meet people and I would tell them what I did, so I was a study abroad advisor, was they would always say, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have done that. And I feel like it's the same way with being a digital nomad. It's like, I wish I would have done that when I had the chance. I wish I would have, been braver and, gone and lived somewhere for 6 months or a year or whatever it was. This doesn't have to be a forever thing. I do say that it is a lifestyle. So it is a lifestyle change, and it's something that you really do have to go all in on if you want it to continue and if you want to stick with it. But if you decide that you don't like it, you can always change it. But what you don't want to do is regret it at the end of the day, that you never took that very first step, which was just to go. Just do the thing. So those are my steps. Those are my tips. And from my experience of, traveling the world my own, working with study abroad students, which slightly different from nomads, but the same idea. I was really helped people like kind of get out the door. That's what I would say. Know why you want it. Know what is most important to you. Figure out how you're going to earn an income on the road, because that is a pretty important part. And then pick destination and go. So that's it. I hope you found these steps helpful. Be sure to check the description below for additional resources, links to additional resources that can help you along your digital nomad journey. And if you liked today's video on how to become a digital nomad in 2021, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you get a notification for more videos just like this one. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. My name is Taylor. My channel is Traveling Taylor. Please follow me on Instagram, and I will see you next week.